Joe Zekas. I'm from YoChicago. I'm sitting here at Tom Corbett's kitchen.
Yes.
And Tom is frequently touted as the #1 home inspector in Chicago, has won a number of awards, and his company is Tomacor. So, having been around this business a while, Tom, the notion that I would have any protection from a city building inspector is kind of foreign to me.
Right. Yeah, okay.
I have difficulty thinking that the city building inspectors are going to protect. Has that situation cleaned up? Is it different?
Yeah, I think it is different, and I'm not interested in defending the city, but they do need a little defense once in a while. There are some really strong, passionate, committed building inspectors that work for the city, some of which I've trained through my school, the Illinois Inspector Training Institute, that have gone to work for the city that make significant and professional demands upon the builders to get the work done. So the city may be underfunded or may not have enough inspectors. I don't know that. I do know that we are not seeing certificates of occupancy, and oftentimes we do not see published or posted building permits. This is something also that we're in the middle of right now in the city, in that Bridgeport development that's going on, where there were buildings built without permits, out of the ground and fully closed. So, there's good and bad in every group, and there's politics in every group. But the net on all of this is that if you're going to be buying anything, it's a great time to buy right now because prices are coming down, and maybe slowly. And we're finding our clients getting the best leverage out of our advice and the deficiencies that we find because we put dollar figures next to them. And the other thing in terms about what you're saying, Joe, about do you ever get any real city inspection? Do you get any protection from the city? Well, you may not get it up front. But if you can show that you've done your due diligence 2 years after or a year after, 11 months after you've bought the building, and you insisted upon the C of O and you didn't get it, and you insisted upon repairs and you didn't get them, if there is a lawsuit between you and the developer, you show up as someone who is a professional, committed homeowner who insisted that the powers that be fill their obligations, and if they don't, it's not your fault, because typically what happens in court is that you, the home buyer, get blamed for taking possession of a building without a C of O because you were trying to take advantage of the market. That's what happens in the courtroom, based on my experience. Been there, done that.
And across the board, there are no builders that are consistently good out there?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, without apologizing for the builders, what we're saying is that we are seeing product, inspection after inspection after inspection, product that doesn't meet life safety standards, product where...
In other words, product that doesn't meet code.
Yeah, we're seeing across...
But yet at the same time you're saying that
it's occupied.
City is doing its job. You seem to be talking out of both sides of your mouth.
Well, we're seeing property
if the building inspectors are doing a good job, how do you have completed buildings that aren't meeting code?
The only answer that I have for that I've come to understand is that the building inspectors that are out there are with the city are totally overbooked and over appointmented. They just don't have time to get to all of the projects that they should be going to. So that's what I'm seeing happen.
Is that because they're busy collecting envelopes full of cash and spending it, or because there aren't enough of them?
I don't know. It's a very provocative question, but I don't have any knowledge of anybody ever taking any money. I've had people offer me money. I've had people offer me schooling for my children, developers on a big sale with a lot of environmental problems. They asked if my kids wanted to go to a private school, but I don't know anything about any city. And I think the intention of the city is basically well grounded, and I think the city's intention is pro-consumer. It's just in the playing out of what's happening. you know, the performance suffers, and so that's an administrative thing that needs to be worked out, and I personally think the mayor's been trying to address some of those issues. I mean, I don't know the mayor, but I can see someone's intention in the marketplace. We're finding in some areas that building quality is getting better. You know, for instance, the split face block issue, but in other areas, it's been suffering terribly, and I'm, you know, hate to be
Why is it that virtually every suburb in the Chicago area can deliver certificates of occupancy and make builders perform the code, but the city of Chicago can't?
You know, I don't know.
It's a kind of a curious situation, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, and also,
If we have a mayor who believes in this and who's committed to it, how difficult can it be to make builders comply with the code?
very provocative questions, Joe.